Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something incredibly practical for your daily communication. We're going to explore how to upgrade your everyday vocabulary way beyond the mundane. We're specifically focusing on a little conversational rut that, let's be honest, almost all of us fall into. We're going to replace those automatic default responses with words that actually have some life, some color, and some real meaning to them.
So let me ask you a direct question. Are you still telling everyone you're tired every single time they ask how you are? Seriously, stop for a second and think about it. Are we letting our English sound sleepy and uninspired? If so, it's definitely time to break that habit. Today, we're going to completely challenge this automatic response and swap it out for something far more engaging.
Because the truth is, I'm tired is a total vocabulary dead end. Relying on this phrase is a lot like answering every single question with, "Fine, thanks." I mean, sure, it's technically correct, and grammatically there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it's just so boring. It's totally devoid of personality, and it literally stops a conversation dead in its tracks. We want to add real variety to your English, making you sound much more like a native speaker who knows their way around a proper chat rather than someone just reading off a basic, predictable script. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the power of exaggeration, and uncovering some native speakers' secrets. If you really want to understand how native speakers communicate, you have to realize they absolutely love a good everyday exaggeration to make a point. It's literally a fundamental tool in the language toolbox. Think about this established pattern. When we're feeling a lack of food, we don't just say the basic "I'm hungry." No, we elevate it. We say "I'm starving." When the temperature drops, we aren't just cold, we declare that "I'm freezing." We even take it a step further and say we jumped out of our skin when we're surprised. Using these vivid exaggerations helps you expand your vocabulary so naturally, and it makes your stories and your daily interactions just so much more engaging for whoever is listening. Applying that exact same logic, why on earth would you settle for a plain old tired when your day has been absolutely exhausting? And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. What are the high-energy upgrades for fatigue? Well, instead of a boring tired, you could say you're knackered, or you could say you're shattered, or if you want to be really dramatic and paint a highly visual picture, you can say you are dead on your feet. These are the colorful exaggerations for physical exhaustions that natives actually use all the time. They inject instant energy and linguistic vitality right into your sentence, even when you're describing having absolutely zero energy left. Moving right along to Section 2, the British stiff upper lip and navigating heavy days. Of course, not all tiredness is purely physical from, say, running a marathon, right? Sometimes life just feels a bit heavy. To express that, we can look to the stiff upper lip. It's a culturally British approach to getting through tough days by being honest about your struggles, but absolutely refusing to make a fuss about it. Think of this as a secret insider tip for navigating exhausting emotional or mental fatigue. It's an incredibly British way to be, acknowledging the difficulty, perhaps while quietly sipping a cup of tea, but refusing to let it entirely defeat your outward demeanor. So how do we actually express that? Instead of a flat "I'm tired," you might say you're hanging in there or hanging on in there. It perfectly captures the feeling that things are exhausting, but you're gripping the edge and getting through it anyway. It shows real resilience. Or if you want to maintain a positive outlook, use the absolute classic, "mustn't grumble." It's the ultimate stoic choice. It acknowledges that life might be a bit of a struggle at the moment, but you're actively choosing to keep your chin up and not complain about it. Let's move to Section 3 and see how this all builds together, a proper English vocabulary and the fry-up metaphor. To really synthesize all of this, think about your vocabulary exactly like a proper, full English breakfast, a fry-up as it's often called. A basic vocabulary is your plain plate. It's just a piece of plain toast. Now, you wouldn't just have a plate of plain toast and call it a day, would you? Of course not. You want the proper breakfast. You want the crispy bacon, the rich, runny yolk of a fried egg, and that gentle sizzle of the sausages. Just like a proper breakfast needs all those different, exciting elements to be truly satisfying, your English needs different flavors of words to be truly effective. The exaggerations and idioms we've learned today, those are your crispy bacon and sizzling sausages. So the absolutely crucial point here is this. Don't just reach for the most basic word in the dictionary. Just because your physical or mental energy levels are dipping at the end of a long day, it absolutely does not mean your vocabulary has to dip right along with it. Keep those words flavorful and dynamic. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. So I have to ask, how are you actually feeling today? Are you hanging in there? Are you absolutely shattered?
Or perhaps things are brilliant and you can't complain. Whatever your reality is right now, try stepping out of that vocabulary dead end. Looking ahead to your very next conversation, what flavor of words will you choose to serve up?